Hey everyone, and welcome to the last indie corner of 2014, the place where you can get all your Nintendo indie news all within 5 minutes. At least it's the last one that I'm hosting. I don't know if there's going to be one around in the next few weeks hosted by someone else who thinks that they can steal the show. If there is, good luck to them. Anyways, let's get this out of the way so I can head out on vacation. Starting off, eShop news. Starting in the East, the European market had but one release on the Wii U, which is tested with robots. In this puzzle platformer, you must control a robot to test out video game levels manufactured by a factory. The 3DS eShop saw much more action, starting with the release of Battle Miner. The Minecraft-like game, which adds in gun crafting and mutant ants, finally crosses over for European fans. Next is Faerun, a retro action RPG. You'll take control of a chosen girl as she embarks on a quest to become a heroine via solving puzzles and defeating monsters to level up. Following up, the Pyramid Master returns in Pyramids 2. Players will find themselves with 54 new levels to challenge themselves with. Additionally, the game includes a level editor to create your own levels to play and share with other players. Lastly, there was the hit karaoke game My First Songs 2, released to relive all your favorite childhood songs or share them with your own children. The title was released for both North America and Europe. Moving on to the North American market, the Wii U saw the release of the card game Lucadian Chronicles. Collect heroes and assemble a team to fight through a story-driven single-player campaign mode with branching paths. The game also supports PvP for those seeking more challenge. As for the 3DS eShop, Renegade Kid launched their latest title, Xeodrifter. The game draws inspiration from the classic Metroid and has you exploring 4 different planets for various upgrades and secrets. For a more arcade puzzle feel, you can now pick up Hazumi. The object of the game is to destroy all the crystal blocks by matching the color of the balls. Finally, if you're looking to live the experience of having children minus all the downsides, you can pick up I Love My Little Girl or I Love My Little Boy and enjoy the joys of parenting. Now for some new developments. Big John Games released a new title for their take on the Minecraft formula called Cube Creator 3D. The trailer shows off some deep underground mining complete with lava flows, enemies, and of course building anything you can imagine using various types of blocks. Next we have another trailer, this time from Arcane Pixel showing off an ice world for Tiny Galaxy. Looking out to new upcoming games, we heard from Renegade Kid that they would be porting Dementium to the 3DS while fixing some of its flaws. Next, there's the intriguing puzzle box for 3DS which has you playing with your 3DS upside down. The object of the game is to complete the unfinished pixel art by scrolling back and forth and dropping the required colors into place. Set in a decrepit ship, there's Factotum, which will have you controlling 2 remote pilot robots who must work together to solve puzzles. As you progress, you'll unravel the story of what happened to the ship and discover how to return it home. Lastly, there's Frenchy Bird by Carbon Fire Studio, bringing you all the magic of Flappy Bird in a pseudo 3D setting. Plus, the game features French pigeons so you can fly as Marcel, François, Gaston, or any French name you want to give your pigeon. In the crowdfunding world, Team Cherry is looking for help in raising funds for their 2D platformer, Hollow Knight. The game is set in a dark and beautiful world filled with an eerie atmosphere and plenty of enemies to fight and puzzles to solve. The Wii U has been added as a stretch goal after Nintendo approached the developers. On the Nintendo enthusiast sites, we had 5 reviews to help you with your game purchasing decisions. A few older titles have been reviewed, including Jett Tailfin and Color Zen. Jett Tailfin hit a near-low record for the site, having very little going for it. The game's port from phones to console left the game with bad controls, an annoying camera, and some poor graphics. Color Zen fared much better, with our reviewer loving the puzzles, the art, and the soundtrack, but knocking it down for some unresponsive touch controls. For newer reviews, Sean had to go with Xeodrifter and fell in love with the retro Metroidvania style game. He felt the game took the good mechanics of the original Metroid and built on top of it. The only downside, he says, is its length and getting lost at times. Next we had Shane, who reviewed Lucadian Chronicles, giving it a high score. Shane thought the game featured great art, had excellent strategic elements to it, and good music. The main points against it were some slow load times and a few missing sound clips during dialogue. Lastly, we had Thomas Was Alone, which also came in strong. The game stayed fresh, with constantly adding new characters and abilities. Our reviewer enjoyed the puzzle elements as well as the platforming and thought the story to be charming and amusing. Again, the game suffered from being a bit too short and some tedious sections with less agile rectangles. And finally, last week I put out a holiday gift guide, which you can find right here if you haven't seen it already. Do check it out. There's a lot of good ideas for anyone who appreciates indie games, or really just any gamer. Go and check it out. I'll see you guys in the new year, and as there was a lot of great indie games in 2014, you can expect a 2014 indie game wrap-up here on Indie Corner coming out sometime in January, where I'll pick out what I thought were the highlights of 2014. Not necessarily the best games, but what were the highlights? What, games are worth your attention, and what I think you should definitely take a look at. I'll see you guys next year, and until then, keep on playing indie.